forces. You talk a lot perhaps about winning the hearts and minds of, say, the Vietnamese. How do you do that? Okay, really what the alliance is a very, very ambitious and big effort to win the hearts and minds of Latin Americans. Because now, after 1959, you're afraid that Fidel and Che are going to win the hearts and minds of Latin Americans. In terms of the dollars that we're talking about, okay, it's initially billed as a $20 billion program from the U.S. over 10 years. And then as details emerged, it turned out, well, no, the U.S. government is going to kick in $10 billion, and then private American sources will come up with the other 10. And then as you read further into the document and the planning, you find out that really a bulk of this was to be contributed by Latin Americans themselves. And I'm trying to just put up some of the basic markers there because I think you can reference Kennedy's address for a lot of the goals and even some of the specifics in terms of what that money is intended to actually do. Okay, but among the projects that we're talking about here are developing economic infrastructure, schools, roads, all that stuff with Tejo, but also in addition to trabajo, jobs and infrastructure, land. Okay, land reform. Let's see what else I've got here. And another thing that the Alliance does is it sets specific markers for progress. There's lots of figures. I only threw one in there because otherwise we'd be drowning in statistics. But it sets measurable points for achievement. So there's a sense that you can quantify all of this. So it's very exciting when this is first rolled out. The initial reactions from many concerned is very, very positive, both from the U.S. and Latin America alike. Now, if you think about, why so much money? Why this particular approach to Latin America? To keep them away from the plans and policies of Fidel Castro. Okay. Think about and maybe ask your students, what do we assume make for revolutionaries? What kind of people rebel and what people don't rebel?
We assume the have-nots or the oppressed, but that isn't always the case.
No, but that's maybe one of the first things we think about, right? Is that, well, Che Guevara, if he had a nice, comfortable home in the suburbs with a car and TV and just material comfort and affluence, then he doesn't join the 26th of July. Then he just stays at home in Argentina and he watches them hopefully win the World Cup, right? So there's that assumption there that if if these unstable and from the American point of view, kind of strange and erratic Latin Americans that are stoning Richard Nixon's car in 1958 and leading to these show trials in Cuba in 1960, if only they really could act a lot like people in Toledo, Ohio, then we would solve the problem. I mean, seriously, that's what the alliance is meant to do in a sense. Okay, as this is going on, the alliance is kind of paired up with a broader push toward modernization. Okay, and modernization theory at the time was right after World War II. A lot of intellectuals from the social sciences had really said, look, you know what, we're